Hi, good evening. I was just wondering, last week when we had that 36 hours of rain, I accumulated some rain in my apartment. I rent in a two-bedroom apartment, and I've asked my landlord to repair some of the things, like so that the rain does not come into my apartment. And his reply to me was, "It's an old, decrepit building. Don't break it." And he said that if he had to repair it, I would have to pay for it.
Okay, that's a good question from Ann. I actually had the same thing happen to me this week where the rain got into my apartment because it was an old building as well, but my landlord was forced to fix it. So I'm sure Ted and Les would say the same thing. I mean, we don't have your lease in front of me, but mine definitely says that was a landlord issue.
Right.
So
there are lease terms that deal with that should define the terms and the scopes of your lease. But as a backdrop to that, there's Florida statutes that are in place to help residents from landlords that try not to do the right thing and take advantage of situations like this. And in particular, there's a requirement that the house or the apartment that's being rented be habitable. And if they do not properly fix that and take that into consideration, you can actually withhold rental payments until that is done. So I would make sure and put in writing. You need to put it, we talk about this all the time on this show, put things in writing, document, take pictures, let him know what all is wrong with it, with photographs to back it up, and make sure that he is on notice that these need to be done. Don't just take this in a phone call. Don't just take his response of whose responsibility is for the gospel. Make sure and assert your rights and get there. And if you still don't get any remedies there, there's plenty of landlord-tenant lawyers in the area that can help you with that and assist you. And if you need any help, just give us a call at the office, and we can make sure you get referred to one that can help you with that situation.
And one of the other things you can do, you can actually tell them you're going to cancel your lease. You've got a, we went through a lot of this after Hurricane Michael. People lost their apartments. They were unable to go back. They were, like Ted said, they were uninhabitable. Under Florida law, you can put a notice to your landlord that your apartment is no longer habitable due to storm damage, storm conditions. We just had another. It was a Cat 1, I believe, what it was, but we still had wind and water damage. And if you've got a landlord that's saying, you're going to have to fix it and you're going to have to pay for it, that's not what the Florida law says. I would go ahead, I would put that landlord on notice that this claim that you have has led to damages that render the rental uninhabitable, and it's your intention to cancel the lease if they don't intend to fix it. And then they're required to, if there was a security deposit, they're going to have to give that back to you if they don't fix it. But I would not take the landlord's word for it in that situation, especially if you're renting a place and something happens to your place that you're renting and it's through no fault of your own. It's some hazard, it's a fire, it's a windstorm, it's a hurricane, it's a flood. You're not going to be required to fix that unless you have a specific. I could imagine like a lease to own type of a provision where it's like an owner financing where you might, as the buyer, have an obligation just like as you would if you were buying the home and you have a mortgage through a bank. But unless it's something like that, you're renting a place, it's the landlord's responsibility to fix it and provide that habitable situation for you in exchange for you paying the rent.
exactly. Like I said, it was something I just went through right now. I actually talked to Larry Perry about the situation. I was right on the phone with him. Is my landlord responsible? Yes. He looked at the lease. Yes, he is. He is responsible for this. When it comes to those hurricane sort of damages, again, my ceiling fell in because of water. Hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water were up in my ceiling. It fell in. Landlord said, I'm getting someone right in to fix it. This is our responsibility, completely not yours. So again, that just a personal experience to add to that. Hopefully you can get it fixed.